Hey, what's good, man? We back. Talk about some things in light of Rest in Peace Takeoff. They put him, had a service yesterday, and it was tragic, obviously. He got an honorable send off. I think they had it in like a stadium in Atlanta. It's tragic, man. I really just hope one day we learn from our own mistakes, and we don't keep falling into these traps that so many of us keep falling into. I told you how I felt about the situation, what I thought could have been done to avoid it. Not gonna beat on a dead horse. We just gotta move better, man. We gotta move a lot safer. We gotta think about what, who, why, when, and where we give our energy to. I saw something that Queen's Flip said, which to me is kind of crazy, man. It's just like, it's this motherfucking notion that as time progresses and as eras change, that everything should change. That's some shit in my glasses. Yeah, that's some shit in my glasses. Everything should change, and some things shouldn't. Some things were put in place to keep peace, to keep order. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things. Queen's Flip said, checking in is a pyramid scheme. Oh my God. It's just like, I actually agree with checking in. Again, I'm not no superstar. I'm a nigga on the come up. But from my experience traveling, go to new cities, sometimes by myself, I've had to, quote unquote, check in. And it's not to say that I have to pay somebody or nothing like that to come to their city. I wasn't obligated to do nothing, because you're really not. You know what I'm saying? You're really not. It's just literally, you want to know from a person in this locality that you're visiting how okay you're gonna be and how you should move when you're there. Like, I'll give you an example. First time we went to Cali, mostly did the Bay. I ain't gonna sit here and front my move. Was really into like the 60s and the kind of culture at this time in my life. This was like probably 6 years ago, some shit like that. But, nigga, we grew up on Boys in the Hood. We grew up on motherfucking Menace in Society. A bunch of Dr. Dre, NWA, Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, Kendrick Lamar. Like, these are people that inspire me as artists, and these are movies that I grew up on. Damn, I should take lower level. Well, I can talk to y'all in peace. So I told my man, we gotta go to Compton, at least for one day. we got to go see Compton. You know, like one of my bucket list things is to sip a 40 in Compton. You know what I'm saying? So we went to go do that. Right? Before going out there, I have a friend who I've been cool with on Twitter for a long time, who's a little older than me and was active back in the days, in the 90s and shit like this. You know what I'm saying? He know the politics. And being a nigga from the hood, I understand you got to respect the politics of the hood no matter where you at. And again, I'm not a famous artist. I'm not gonna go out there high signing, chains on and all this crazy shit. But we did have a dope ass car. You know what I'm saying? We had one of those SRT drones. You know what I'm saying? And it was of that year and everything like that. You know, they jack you a lot. They jack a lot of people for cars out there. So I simply just asked them if it was all right to wear certain colors. And he laughed. And he was like, it's not really about the colors no more. That's like 90s, 80s shit. Now it's about the hat and what team you have on your hat. He said every team is a gang. So he advised me not to wear a Yankee hat. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the first hat. Like, that's our go-to hat. Like, we New Yorkers. He was like, oh yeah, it's Nutty Block Crip out here. That's what that means. He was like, it's one of the most hated gangs, and I mean, you can wear it, but just be ready for an issue. You know what I'm saying? People definitely gonna think you Nutty Block. People gonna think you neighborhood or something else. So, you know, that was my first experience of checking in. I didn't have to pay this guy nothing for that. He was just looking out for a friend of his. You know what I'm saying? like that's all checking in is, bro. Now, do I think certain rappers get extorted and shit like that? Probably. I'm sure it does happen. You know what I'm saying? But that probably happens to the niggas that don't even acknowledge these people. Like, I understand this is America and you know, we're told that this is the land of the free and you can do whatever the fuck you want, but let's be honest, man. Even in your own city, you do not have freedom to just walk around any hood and be certain that nothing is gonna happen to you. Especially if you're a black man. Especially if you got some cool shit on. Especially if you a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is hungry, bro. I'm from New York. I'm from Uptown, Manhattan, Washington Heights, Harlem, Dykeman, Roosevelt Island. You know what I'm saying? Upstate New York, Middletown, Shaw. That's where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Now, can I just go into Soundview Projects in the Bronx? Yeah, I can. I can walk in there, but just like anybody else. But am I expecting the shit to go sweet every time? No. That's a fucking dangerous, crazy place. Brownsville, Brooklyn. You can't just walk around like that in these places. And I'm from the city and I'm telling you this. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I know people in all these places. But do you understand what I'm saying? Even in your own city, you have to kind of check in. And again, it's not like you paying to go into these people's place. You just showing respect. Yo, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Look out. You know what I'm saying? They come see you. They say what up to you. And they make sure you good. That's what checking in is. It's just you're gonna do it when you go to certain cities. When I was in Atlanta, hit my guy Ace Billionaire on Twitter. First time in Atlanta, I was out there by myself. You know what I mean? I rented a nice whip. You know what I mean? I was drippy as fuck. I was dolo. And I was blowing bread. The first night in Magic City, I blew a couple bands. Like, Future was in there. Future was in there in the table next to me. You know what I'm saying? But it's etiquette. It's just proper etiquette to have somebody somewhere you're unfamiliar with to kind of let you know, watch out for this, watch out for that. My man in Philly, my guy in Philly, the OG in Philly, I forget my guy's name, but you know who I'm talking about. My nigga Marley. I was in North Philly. Little shit. My mans was shooting a video, and we went to Max's. Max's is in North Philly. It's in the trenches. I called them and I asked them, yo, anything I gotta watch out for? Certain shit I shouldn't say, you know what I'm saying? Like, how niggas move out here. He was like, nah, nigga, it's just respect, you know what I mean? He was like, nigga, you been everywhere else, so you shouldn't have no problems, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have no problems, but you know what he said? If I got an issue, call him. You know what I'm saying? Shout my guy Mark. What's wrong with that? Like, it's tradition, bro. It's tradition. I know it's a new world that, you know, the social media and technology run this motherfucker. But dog, the streets don't change, B. Some shit is there for a reason. And I think, this is my opinion, a lot of shit is going on because there is a lack of respect of the system. There's a lack of respect. Niggas just going places because they can, and they not saying nothing to nobody, and nobody's there to protect them. Or in a situation like Takeoff's, which was unfortunate because he didn't do anything. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. From what the story sounds like, Quavo got into it with a real nigga from Houston and said something that you don't say to a real nigga. He got out of character with a nigga that you can't really play with like that. And that nigga reacted. You know what I'm saying? It's not right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying, like, I'm a firm believer in, yo, shoot the 5. Square up. Guns is for pussies, in my opinion. You only use a gun if you absolutely fucking have to. People use guns to settle every dispute nowadays. That shit, that's another thing. Again, the respect for the game, the system is broken. Back in my day, my nigga, you didn't just go to guns. And I'm not super old. I'm talking about late 90s, early 2000s. Niggas, my friends wasn't shooting each other just because you ain't like them. We ain't like each other. We ain't like each other. We was squaring up like men, giving each other some work, and shaking hands after, or just dead in the beef after. You don't gotta be friends, but we wasn't running around killing each other over stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like what's said on the internet, like shit crazy, like, and that's what I think is wrong today, bro. It's not. It's got so much that the kids are so much worse. It's just the lack of respect and the lack of value for human life. Like, the value of a life has gone down. Like, niggas will clip you for $20 today, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Niggas will clip you for words, man, and they know you forever. Because of this fucking internet shit, man. That's what I think. Excuse me. That's what I think, man. I think it's fucking checking in can never be a pyramid scheme. Respect is not a pyramid scheme, nigga. The streets ain't fucking a myth. None of that shit. Am I here saying that the streets are the way and this is how everybody should behave? No. But if you're gonna choose that life or portray that life, you gotta follow the rules or shit is gonna get fucked up. It's just simple as that. If you're not with the street shit, don't step in that world. Don't put that element around you. But if that element is around you, follow the codes, bro. Hey, look, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd that like to get money and like to have girlfriends and shit like that. And I like to make music. That's been my MO my whole life. I just been an artsy ass nigga. I fucking paint sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I've always been the weirdo from all of my blocks. But you know what? When I'm around them niggas, I know how to carry myself. And that's why all them years, no matter all the fucking threats I got on Twitter or whatever, on social media, no matter who said they was gonna do something to me, look at where those people are versus where I'm at now. And that's not a shot at nobody. But you know what's the difference? I know how to move in any room. You put me in a room with a bunch of niggas that got bodies, I'm gonna play my position. I'm gonna know how to be around that. You put me around a bunch of getting money niggas that done did a few things, I'm gonna play my position because I'm mean. The problem is a lot of people step outside themselves and put themselves in a fucked up situation. The streets don't have no confusion about who they are. You know who has the most confusion? The ego. And what's happening is people able to get so much more money so much faster nowadays. And the term cash is king is literally the way people live. But you gotta understand, bro. Cash is only king to those who have it and who live for that shit. Bro, niggas in the street are in the street because they trying to get it. They don't got it. For the most part. Most of them don't got it. But you know what they do have? They have their morals and their respect. A lot of them don't have integrity. I'll be honest with that. But they have their morals, their values, and their respect. And they don't give a fuck how much money you got, what you could do for them. If you step out of line with them, they gonna fix you. They don't care who the fuck you are. And you niggas with the money and the clout and the fame, you have to understand. You have to remember that. You have to remember that if you really are who you say you are and you were once in the hood and all of that, you gotta always remember that. And you gotta act accordingly. Don't come around niggas is not playing with that bullshit. They know who they are. Do you know who you are? That's the problem. A lot of people losing themselves, man. They lose themselves and they get around a bunch of people who know exactly what they there to do and who they are. Stop playing, man. This shit is not a joke, son. Like, This shit is not a game. These niggas will kill you, like, for nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They gonna think about it after. They don't give a fuck. People don't give a fuck, man. Especially in the times we're in. You can't push nobody buttons no more, man. So all that streets is a myth, and damn, streets is a myth, and checking in is a pyramid scheme. My nigga, get ahead with that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Respect the Queen's flip, but he wouldn't be saying that shit if he wasn't up as the way he is. He up. He not even in tune with with the pavement like he used to be. You know what I'm saying? Does he know the people that he knows still? Probably, yeah. But he not out there like that no more. He was outside before. You know what I mean? He should know that shit don't change, man. That shit don't change. And that's one thing that we gotta keep in mind. The streets will never change, man. That's why that shit is so ignorant. Oh my God, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Streets will never change, man. It's always gonna be an ignorant cesspool that the average person cannot understand. I'm not even saying I sit here. I'm not even sitting here saying I understand this shit. But I respect niggas gangster. That's all they got, and you gotta get that to them. Just cause you find a way out, like, yeah, I'm not in the, you know what I mean? I'm not in the street. I'm not hanging out uptown no more like that. Just cause you found your way out don't mean that shit is different, son. Your life different, nigga. Their life is not different. They not finna play with you, like, so. until we learn to come to grips with that and step off this high horse, man. Just because a nigga call you big bro cause you getting some money, my nigga, don't mean he won't smack the shit out of you. Don't mean he wants somebody to kill your ass, bro. Be careful with these streets, man. Be careful with these streets. And if you don't know how to deal with that shit, man, or it's too iffy for you, keep your distance, man. Because that shit gets really real, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love y'all. Be safe. Rest in peace, Takeoff. Rest in peace, everybody else, man. That we lost to some bullshit. Because that's what the streets is. Streets is a bunch of bullshit. But, again, it's still shit. And you can still step in it. And you gotta acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say, man. Y'all be safe out there. Let's end this year out strong. I got a lot of things in the work. What a week we just had. I'll see y'all soon.